Hello, this is Dave, and welcome to Equity Story. Here's the ASX 200. Again, we're just slightly up today, but really more or less sort of even for the day, and still just holding above that sort of 5,326 that trend line. However, although we did say at the beginning of the week we believed the market would be fairly bullish, and it has been on the down. I think tonight could be we could test that 9,000 level. I think possibly if we do get up to that 19,000 level and a little bit over that level, that could be the catalyst for having I think a decent pullback in the markets. We are just waiting for it. You can just read social media all the time now. There's a lot of sort of worry about some of the Trump policies already coming out. People are starting to talk about the interest rate. So let's just get this little shakedown over and done with. I am expecting it fairly soon, and I think it's going to give us a good buying opportunity. We are bullish on the markets for next year, and I think at the moment just get this little sell down over with, and maybe like we said, we think it'll be 10 or 15%, and that will give us a great buying opportunity. What I thought I might do today is just have a look at some of these weekly buy and sell signals that we put out on Einstein's trending blog on Sunday evening, and see actually how they've sort of behaved this week. It's quite interesting. We only really had one stock that had a classic buy signal, and that was a stock actually. Fundamentally, I'm not crazy about it. The infamous Bendigo Bank. And you can see there, this is how the stock looked, actually having a nice little swing, doing everything correct. Nice little sort of buy signal, and actually it's gone through it quite nicely. So she's nearly up 3% and so far on the ASX, a pretty sort of drab week. So that one buy signal is the only one we could find. It's doing very, very, very well. Hansen, that's how we saw the markets on Friday evening. So that's how we saw it. Again, sort of starting to have that little move up. Had a little bit of resistance last week on that moving average, and then this week again, just holding that sort of 416 level, giving it a little bit of resistance. I think if she can break that, then I think she'll have a nice move up, and certainly you'd be looking for Hansen to test that sort of 450 level in a normal market. Orocobre, we talked about this quite a few. We're trending it at the moment. It's come back. It's come back further than what we thought it would do. It's come back below the moving average, and then it's sort of bounced up pretty nicely. And again, we said this week it looked pretty bullish. It's what did it do? Open the week at that 356, and it's as high as $4 today, so I think that's a good move up. This it's about 10 or 15% move up this week, which again in a pretty sort of drab market that we've had this week is really good price action. And again, obviously Blue Sky. I don't know if you know about Blue Sky. It was a great little business, great little trend. It came back, hovered around this long-term moving average. At the moment with the market negativity, it's doing the same again. But again, having a pretty good fair week this week. It's sort of opened at 745. It's been as high as 756, and on a pretty negative week, I think it's pretty decent price action. Wolseley Parsons, again, actually Wolseley's got a nice trend. You know what we talked about last night about having a nice sort of swinging motion? Can't get much better than this. Actually, got a nice little. Had a fairly decent week and a horrible week. It's opened at 870. It's been as high as 898, and I think it's actually looking very, very good, and I think certainly it won't be long before it maybe tests out that sort of $10 level. Again, it's in the right sector, which is the resources where there is having a nice little move at the moment. TWE, our stock, one of our favourites, one we've trended quite a few times. Again, hasn't really this week done not a bad day today, but hasn't really sort of performed like we believe she should do this week, but again, pretty decent, holding that sort of short-term moving average, which is a bullish sign in itself. And I think from here, hopefully, you'd see it turn up well, especially in a normal market. SDF, again, steadfast, gone up, had a nice little move up, come back, started to hug that long-term moving average, and you'd really want to see Steadfast again. If you can sort of end the week about 220, it's pretty bullish. Otherwise, possibly it could just move sideways for a while. Again, a negative week thus far, really, for the ASX 200. SHL, a stock we said should do well this week, has opened the week at 21.69, has been as high as 22.99. So again, just fantastic work by Equity Story, and really what you can see out of these stocks so far, how we managed to generally pick some pretty bullish companies. Ramsey, we're trending at this at the moment. Again, it's not really doing it for us at the moment this week, and again, but as long as it's holding that sort of long-term trend line, absolutely fine. ORI, again, opened the week at 17.53, been as high as 17.70s, come back a little bit, but I think it looks very, very pretty bullish. MND, again, very good week in a tough week. It's been opened the week at 10.20, been as high as 10.28, just trading 10.10, and holding up, generally speaking, very, very well. Mineral Resources, again, got a fantastic trend going on here. This week hasn't, did open at 12.61, it went as high as $13. Since then, it's come back a little bit, but again, I think if you actually look at that trend, for me, it's extremely bullish. IGO, again, fantastic. Opened the week at 4.52, been as high as 4.76, so great pick. Now this is particularly interesting. FBU. Now this is what it looked like on the weekend. So it came back and hugging that sort of 20-day moving average, which is pretty bullish, and then bang, up goes, and now she's got a little buy signal. Now in normal times we'd be getting this on as a trending stock. I just can't put it on, obviously, because we do believe the general market is going to turn down, and unfortunately, if that does happen, obviously these stocks that were say bullish will obviously all turn south towards the end of the week. And but in a normal time, in a normal market, which is some sort of just fairly decent normal trend, FBU would be a fantastic stock to put on. Again, fantastic price action, and again, opened the week at 9.80 and it's been as high as 10.30. So just great work by Equity Story. CGC held up pretty well. It's more or less where it opened the week. BHP, we're actually trending this one at the moment. As you know, the reasons we like BHP, perfect swing. Yeah, like I did say, I said the other day, it might come back to that sort of 24. It's sort of done that, so it may be a little bit, the worst case, maybe even 23.87. It should hold that level now and start swinging up. A2 Milk, pretty bullish. Open the week at 2, is now 205, so again, good price action. ARB hasn't done so well. It's sort of but as long as it can hold that sort of happy green line, we should be alright. Ansels, again, actually not too bad. It's sort of a little bit below where she was, but holding above that sort of happy line, that red happy line, looking pretty good. ALU, now this is there's no way in a million years we wouldn't be putting this as a trend if I was in a pretty normal market, but I just don't trust the market at the moment. And but what a great it had this move up to $10. It's come back about 20%, more or less holding this trend line and starting to look very, very, very good. So we're not those of you who are believers in the market that we're going to have a nice run up now, you should be having a look at ALU. It does look absolutely stunning. ASB, again, opened the week at 182, been as high as 187, trading about 180, not much of a move. And another of the stocks we're trending at the moment, BAP actually hasn't done as well for us. So it's funny that the BAP, one of the best trending stocks, has been on the market for a while. It's just coming back again and just playing with this long-term moving average. This sort of price action is just it's going on a lot at the moment, and a lot of the good stories will come down. They can play around here, and then they'll just go again. We said all along with ORE, it's come down here, just tried to shake us off a little bit, test this, come up, holding that moving average, and the move up today is pretty good. And as you know, we've got that target price of 450 in it, and I think that'll be a nice sort of little area if we can go up there over the next sort of 2 or 3 weeks, take some profits. That's all I've got to talk about tonight at Equity Story. I hope that's giving you a little bit of an idea of some of these weekly buy and sell signals and these bullish stocks, why we like them. And again, in a pretty tough week, Equity Story just managing to pick the stocks that actually that actually doing well. So a great effort by the team. Anyway, I'd like to thank you for listening to Equity Story, and have a good night.